Hey folks, how you doing? Just want to show you. Did that competition chopper, put the handle on it. It actually came out pretty sweet. I mean, it's not as great, it's not as gorgeous as some wood or some other material, but actually not bad. It's actually a nice, good looking handle. Except beside the, fact how the horse stall mud looks when it's sanded. I want to give you a little detail so we get a little better idea how it looks. You see it has that kind of texture. It's literally recycled rubber. And there is nothing that has a better grip, maybe just a tennis tape, but there you will be hard pressed to find material that feels better and has more traction in the hand than this is. It's amazing. Did try to avoid the mistake what I did last time, over squeezing when I epoxied it. Only thing what I did, I actually squeezed not enough, so I have something what looks like a small little gap up front here. That shouldn't matter because now I have the pin, like you see, almost every inch, pretty much every inch. So it should be nice and stiff, good rigid handle. It's very, very comfortable in the hand. What I did with this one is, if you see, I actually have 5 kind of like a finger choils. So I have 4 fingers now in the regular grip. 4 here up front for a close-up grip for detail work, and if I move one over, I have 4 back here with really good stopper. You see the nice pronounced thing, very good secure grip, grooves, on the side. These I actually did grind them into the metal a little bit. It's very slight, like you can barely see that there is any kind of structure here, but they just slightly copy, just knock off the edges. And also up here, if you see, you have that swell on the end for really secure grip. And I want to show you just a quick preview of how it is. I already did thicken up just slightly, very slightly, just on the 1000 grit paper here, this section, pretty much right here, which should be the power chopping section. Normally you would guess that it's up front, but actually when I talked to Gavko, he told me that it's actually here because closer to the handle. So when you chop and you push through, like like a follow through, the weight here actually helps because you're pushing downwards with your hand here, and also the momentum of the blade here, the weight also helps you. So it's kind of better to chop in this section here, other than normally you would guess up here when you're using more of the momentum. Here you use pretty much all the kinetic energy plus the energy from your hand, the actual pushing, like as kind of like if you would be push cutting. But let me show you this. Let's see. Look at it, pretty much all the way up the blade. One of those pieces from 2x4. Let's see what it can do, if I can maybe get through this. You see how it crumbles. Straight on. Look how it just breaks that wood under that force of it, and the way it wants to split that wood, because it has such a nice geometry that it just pulls that wood apart. It doesn't bind. Actually did go right through, unsupported, just standing. Pretty sweet. That was too short. Too close already to the floor, so I cannot do follow through, but pretty sweet. Just cuts right off, unsupported chipping tool, and it's not the thickest one, but it's also not that thin. It's like 3/16 thick wall, which is pretty sweet. I like nothing. Very easy. Couple more things, guys. That's sharp. Let's see this, just free hanging paracord. Slicing right off. That's actually a pretty tricky one. Paracord to free hang slice like that. It's kind of funny. This is tough one. I recommend if you get scraps of kydex, it will show you pretty good how well, what's the resistance of a knife in cutting. That's pretty sweet. Poplar, what about half an inch deep, thick? That's pretty good. And this is a kind of neat thing. This is a thin one. I'm gonna grab the thick one too, but I'll show you on this thin one first, just to see how a high performance knife should cut through stuff like this. Push cut like that. I actually purposely cut close to the thing because now I can use this for paper cuts when I test my edges before once I finish the knife. I don't settle for printing paper slicing. It has to be phone book paper slicing. It just push cuts through it, and I'm gonna just for the sake of it, I will show you. Let me grab this thick one. Some people might say, hey, that was a thin phone book. There is a thick phone book, and let me show you something. I've seen people doing cut tests on a book about the size of that thinner phone book, where they were pretty struggling really bad, and it was a thin 1/8 of an inch knife. This is how a good high performance knife should cut thick material like this. There is actually very little resistance for how thick this is and how thick this is. That is how you cut thick book. Well, let's see, since I have it here. Yeah, yes, again, my girl eating dinner upstairs. If she walks in on me right now, she's gonna probably freak the hell out. I'm gonna show you this since I have it here. You see this thing here? Let's see if I can snip it off. Pretty good. And the last thing I want to try, that poplar. You see how it's not a big piece of wood, but I want to see if I can just snip it in half. It's pretty low and I have it on the bouncy base, but oh well, who cares? It will give a nice idea. Oh, that, you saw how it jumped off. I cannot do it here. Let me try to put it here on this. Here. Let me do 2 wood bases and this, because that is just too much bouncing off. Like this probably. Yeah, that will do better. It has very good cutting performance. Pretty sweet. Hope you enjoyed it. My favorite is definitely the phone book. I mean, this is a thick phone book. Talking about thick, let me put it to perspective for you guys. 1.25 inches. Oh, it has a couple pages missing on the inside, what I already took for paper cut tests. But let's take that out, and that is still pretty much exactly inch wide. So inch wide, slicing like butter. Oh, and now let's get cleaning. Overall, I think it is actually good looking blade. It doesn't look bad. I like how those pins pop up in that black handle, and definitely love how it feels in the hand. It's very nimble. I can actually imagine doing plenty of work with this. And besides being just the competition chopper, this could be actually a decent camp knife, you know. You don't really need the tip on the camp knife. You don't really do delicate work with the tip when you're talking, just like wood processing for the campfire and stuff like that. Should be actually very decent knife for even that. It looks weird, definitely, but should be good worker. That's actually why I'm kind of looking forward to this one also, because that's even bigger, meaner version of it, but with the chisel point, so that's gonna be kind of interesting too.